Excellent stuff. So I needed my friends. I needed my friends to come in and tell me I was muted. How wonderful. Thanks so much. Yes, there's sound. You and Jamie with the audio, I swear, you two. I know, right? I know. Well, this week's going to be a great week for the show. Going to be fantastic. And we're going to be having a really, 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 really great show all day, every day. That's absolutely what we're going to be doing here. The audio front. Whoops, hope I didn't. Yeah. So so we're going to be having a great week. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And a great month and a great year. Great end to the year and then a great next year as well. Everything's good. The future's bright here amongst us all. And I really do want to thank you for being a part of that. It is, of course, the rising tide. You are the rising tide. And that's what we're doing here together. Lifting all boats. That's great. Thinking about stocks every day on my mind in an atypical way. Are you a trading force? Ooh, let me know. And a shout out to the entire community. The entire community. That was a song, By and by Camp, that was covered by Guitar Outside over the weekend, who was doing that. And he gave a shout out to Bad Mama Jamma during it, who's probably streaming right now. I saw he was live earlier on and I dropped him a like. Be sure to drop me a like if you're tuning in just now. I really do appreciate it. Let me know how you're getting on this morning. Morning all. Thanks to Christy for posting in Discord since YouTube notifications blow. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Gio Maxwell says, Mao. And then corrects it with, meow. Good morning, Cookie. Good morning. Yes, good to see you. I like your name, Koki. There was a football player who played for a team that I like called Koki Mizuno. Japanese guy. He was actually paid by the sports brand Mizuno to change his surname to, or else his first name, not too sure which way around he did it, to Mizuno. Cool, hey? That's some form of sponsorship. Wouldn't it be funny if someone came along? I wouldn't mind changing my name. It's all right if the New York Stock Exchange wants to sponsor me or something, wants me to change my name to Rocky Outcrop NYSE or something like that. Sure, we could arrange some sort of sponsorship deal. Sure, we could. Right, great. Thanks for joining me. I'm Rocky Outcrop. This is your morning technical analysis show. So be sure to get your comments in the chat because I'll be reading them and responding to them. And be sure to be part of everything that we've got going on. So if you don't know what that is, then get asking the people around you. We're a pretty good trader. Cole T, are you watching the SEC versus Citadel? That is the name, I believe, of Matt Kors' live stream today, right? Isn't it? Matt Kors, interesting guy, real positive force in terms of the whole ape movement. The ape movement. So what would be the difference, I suppose, between us here in Rocky Outcrop community and other fantastic communities such as the Matt Kors community, for example? Great guy, great community, great people. And a shout out to Cole T, who mentioned the name of his stream, his live stream right now. And a shout out to Matt Kors, who's also just gone live. What would be the difference between us and them? Well, I would say that that fundamentally we're all the same. We're all human beings, all here trying to do the same sort of thing. You know, get financial independence, get agency in the world, be able to actually be around to see the outcome of the affect that we have just by conducting ourselves in the free markets as a free individual, as we should be able to do, as is our right, and therefore is engaged in the fight against this prime broker called Citadel. Now, sort of one of the differences would be that, in a sense, we're kind of more interested in the broader picture of transparency across the whole of the markets, to have to really kind of a broad focus, and sort of philosophically, I suppose, perhaps, maybe rather than focusing on one particular little aspect of it. But that's kind of one thing. But I would say that a big part of it is that we really define really strongly as ourselves, or identify, I do think, as being individuals, all individuals with individual points of view and have the right to express that and the space to express that. It's quite amazing. We're all individuals here, and as such, there's many people in the audience who would disagree with things that I've said and disagree with each other, but we support each other's right to have that voice as we work together to become better people. So it's quite cool. Like, I think that that's a really strong part. So I never tell you how to think. will never tell you how to think. And I'm really interested in all of you individually and what you think as well. And I like to learn from you as well. I think I've learned an awful lot from the viewers overall. And I wouldn't just put that down as a distinction between me and anybody else. I can only really focus on myself in that regard and just say, I really, really do love hearing everybody's independent opinions about things. So we're all learning here together, learning to be better people, lifting each other up, the rising tide, and we do it as well in no small part by learning and engaging together in a process of becoming better traders, lifestyle traders, you could say as well. Traders who are profitable, who operate professionally and have their own particular skill set and reliance on themselves and resilience in the markets. And I think that's a beautiful mission that we're all on together. I really do want to thank you all for joining me again today. To do that, what we're going to do is we're going to do some squats today in today's show. That's right. Something that we also do in the show together is squats. A couple of reasons for that. One, it gets the blood flowing, gets us thinking, oxygenates the old brainiac up there. That's a good one. Another thing that we'll be doing today is taking a look at stocks, stock markets, and cryptocurrencies, and just really trying to see where we are with them and how you might conduct yourself in the market. Another thing we'll be doing is taking requests from the audience to take a look at different technical analysis on different stocks. Another thing is we'll be discussing and hitting on any topics, any talking points that you want to discuss. Another thing we can do is we can look back at the SEC's responses and talk about all sorts of different things to do with regards to the market structure and the functionings of the market. All that good stuff. We can do all of that, and we can even take a look at news if we do get the time for it, and if that's what you want. So, good morning. It's now 10 past 2. I think we can kind of crack on and say, let's roll those intros. Do hit the like button if you just joined me, and share it with your friends. Remember, everybody, always remember, a friend of yours is a friend of all of ours, and we can't wait to meet them. Let's roll. Now, does this work? Oh, I notice there's a couple little problems here so far straight off the bat with my screen. So let me just repair those issues. First off, I'm here, huge and visible. Oh gosh, oh goodness gracious. That's so big and visible. Let me just change that slightly, if you don't mind. I'll make the background less visible. Let's just see, what's this like? Background removal. Let's just do that. How about that? Now we're chilled out. Thanks, by the way, as well for joining me. And this is my office that we're in right now. My office is my home. And because as an independent trader, I operate from home, and a lot of us will do as well. One of the things I have to do today after the show is go and attend an AGM. It'll happen online, so going digitally to attend an AGM to discuss the building that I live in, because the neighbors are all falling out, and the management staff in the building have quit. That's crazy. The company that does the factoring. This is like the extra company that would organize insurance, etc., for the building. They've quit. It's all complete. It's like it's market crash. It's black swan market crash conditions in like the building that I live in. So that's something I'm gonna have to do today. Wish me luck with that one. Hey, good stuff, brother. Coming in from Bad Mama Jama. Merrick Sanders giving us a hey, waving between Pam Capes, love you, and Homer. Oh, Homer's ghost. What a lovely chap. Evening, Benkei, and evening to the rest of the entire Asian markets. Let's have a wee talk as well at the start of the show about perhaps about our good friend Evergrande, ooh la la, Evergrande. Let's have a wee talk about him. But first, let's take a look at GME, GameStop, just to see how that's getting on. One of the stocks that we like. How did it end up yesterday on Friday? Jimmy and I did a post-market video talking about the TA on this one, so you're absolutely already up to speed as well with regards to what the pair of us think on this and AMC. But just as a quick reminder, you've got that the yesterday in the closing session, the afternoon session, we can see that the prices went as low as $167. They managed to close out at $169.80. Pre-market's currently $168.20 on that one. And AMC over here, now you can see that nice big gap that's up above on the charts. It's pre-market pricing at $35.50. We don't like the price of this being below 36. And the closing out the day, obviously, at 36.58 on Friday. Okay, so now this looks a bit complicated. If you think that, then fair enough, rightly so, I guess. I can see that I've broken my scripts as well. A couple of little things that I need to fix on that front. I'll just actually remove this one from the chart for just now, since I've actually broken it for just now. All right, okay. So the indicators I have down below for people, by the way, that's just the average true range. So we can see this line shows us the difference between what the current sort of range in prices are versus past range in prices. So we know that, for instance, over here, the average true range was higher. You know, you can see this line went up a bit, and it's sitting there about the middle of that kind of zone. The bit where the indicator is. And you can see that now it's right down towards the lower end of it. Just as a brief at a glance thing, showing us that these movements in these candles are smaller than the movements we had over here. So essentially, you can boil it down like that. RSI over here as well is the other one that I've got on. You can see it's got a green line on it. Maybe I'll move that back to white just to have it be more similar to the other one for sort of stylistic aesthetic purposes here. You can see that we've just kind of bounced off of the bearish control zone, and that's where we want to see ourselves staying outside of. So those are the two indicators down below on the charts. That's the chart itself. I like to say CHERT. And we have, it is coming to quarter past. Ding, ding, ding. Time to do squats. Okay, let's do some squats together. How am I? Do I get cut off on the camera when I'm here? Let's just go back. Let's just go back to the big scene for the squats. Just real quick. The big scene. Oh, I've disappeared completely on that one. That's not good. What about that? Oh, look at this. Right, let's do squats in here in Chatland. In the ether. Ooh, floating in space. Let's do some. 15, by the way. We're going to do 15 squats, right? 15. We're always improving here, week by week. And just as a quick shout out as well, I've said this all the way along since we started doing squats on the channel, and I appreciate that there may still be some people who have still never begun to do them. And that's okay. Don't worry. It's not like it's too late. It's never too late. You can absolutely start now. You don't have to do all 15. Just do what you're comfortable with. Indeed, if you want to do 30, go ahead and do 30. But just to encourage everybody that even though you can see a crowd of people running away into the distance ahead of you, getting better at one thing or another in their lives, be it technical analysis, be it just being healthy, or whatever it happens to be, don't worry. It doesn't preclude your participation amongst that herd. Really, it stretches way back behind you too. Be the example to the others who haven't started yet, and inspire them. Okay, let's do this. Okay, I'm totally not visible. 1 second. Hey. Five. Hold. 5. Hold. That's a total of 10, I think. 5. 4. 3, 2, 1. Last one, make it a good one. Oh, doing squats every day on my mind a typical way. Are you a squat force? Oh, that drink is disgusting. That's really disgusting, that drink. Tastes like Red Bull, which is also disgusting. Let's all admit it. I think everybody thinks so. Nah. You don't drink it because you like the flavor. Nobody does. Well, you kind of like the flavor bringing you back. Why am I talking about that? Let's go back to space. Captain's log. Trading date 2510201. The stocks have been working against us recently. SPYs hitting all-time highs. Again. Well, our stocks haven't been hitting all-time highs. Forces have come in from outside, buying up SPACs, dumping down SPACs. It's hectic out there. It's hectic. But we can cope with it. Okay, so I have this chart up and it's a bit messy, right? Now we're going to be keeping things going, and thanks so much. Thanks so much for joining me today. You are an Outcroptician. What that means is that you have your own independent mind and you use it effectively. Well done. Thanks for doing that around us. We all appreciate the vote of confidence. Now, as we do the same thing. Now, I talk about stocks. It should integrate well with what you're looking at. I don't dictate to you your opinions. You have your own. Let's see if there's anything that's jumping at us with regards to some stocks. I'm going to need you to suggest the stocks to look at because I haven't done any screening this morning, and I'm not sure what we're looking at in terms of pre-market stuff. I can certainly take a look around some of the common haunts. Go check out check out the typical, the usual suspects. Can do some of that. Yeah. Chainlink going along nicely last couple of days. Indeed it is. Whoa. I'm watching my channel as predicted, although my volume was off at the time. Rocky. Or as Sashi would say, Rocky! She's a nut job though. Don't listen to her. Right. So talking about stuff that can split opinions, right? You've got this one, DWAC. Now, we know about stuff. I say what? We know that the opinions can be divided about stuff. We know this, right? This happens all the time. And we know that then, of course, when emotions come into play, that there's that it can push things a lot further than maybe they otherwise would be. Emotions heighten everything. So when heightened emotions heighten everything even more. And this is one that would be like that, right? Now, personally, it's probably worth it's not actually that worth it, but just for kind of, so everybody can know and everything. I don't really identify with a place on the political spectrum in America, really, because I think that, especially just now, that there's that really all I really want is for people to be truthful and honest. And I think that just across the board, there's so many truthful and honest people, and so many liars, just wearing different colors. It's hard to know, politically in any country or in the world. I think there's a massive distrust at the minute, and there has been. Now, but I also want to veer away from anything that's popularist or populism, that sort of that ideological sort of fixated ideology where suddenly you're more right than everybody else. I think that it's important to always remember that, or to remember, especially in times where there's a lot of kind of partisan feelings out there, that really, your opinion, my opinion, everybody's opinion is no more important or worth, more or anything than anybody else's opinion. So like, there's no elevation of one side or the other. But we know that in heightened emotion conditions, as we are experiencing globally and have been for quite a while, with the emotions perhaps suspended even after Trump left office in America, to then be up to now for a lot of people expressing it perhaps through the agency of buying and selling stocks, that this could be affected by that sort of thing. Okay, so this is something to be aware of. And from a technical point of view, it's also probably worth pointing out that, well, while it's very hard to see on the larger timeframes because of the parabolic and fast-moving nature of this stock over the last while, that we really, we're in dangerous territory with regards to this being a top, okay? And if it is a technical top and it wants to push down, the crushing effect of this gap could obviously be significant for us. And then it'd be looking down towards that $46 region to close out that gap, just to kind of neutralize that emotion. You know, in the sense of like, you and your girlfriend are having a little argument over here about something fairly trivial. Like you really should stop wearing your socks in bed. Oh, you should stop wearing your socks in bed. Oh, but I like wearing my socks in bed. It keeps my feet warm because sometimes you steal the duvet and then my feet get cold. Like, why do you bring up me stealing the duvet? I was just talking about your socks. Yeah, well, maybe there's, it's just that we have these frustrations. But what do you mean? Why are you bringing up all this other stuff? I didn't mean it like that. You're always doing this. Look, oh my God. Now we're having a huge argument, and all it really is about is whether or not you wear your socks in bed. It's like, well, no, there's more to this than whether or not I wear my socks in bed. Actually, look, this is analogous of 100 string of problems, actually, and we need to talk about these things, and maybe we should do it now. and then obviously then you can neutralize out this thing, and eventually you get back to that clouded migraine of post argument where it's like, look, okay, right, maybe you're right. I shouldn't wear my socks in bed. I do admit it's not actually something that I want to do, and I'm with you on that page there. And like, okay, and it isn't. I don't mean to steal the duvet. I'm sleeping at the time. I'm like, okay, I love you too. All right, so this can happen, right, in emotionally charged environments. Now, I think that's maybe something to talk about. Fun price targets for today, please. Says Braveheart 619. Hello, Braveheart 619. They can take our lives, but they can never take our fundum. Funware Inc. Funware. It's a whole lot of fun. Prizes to be won. Stick it up your bum. Right. Fun. Stick it up your bum. Right. So this is Fundum. They despite the song there that I was saying, they don't actually make dildos, right? As you can see here, massive increase in their price without a massive amount of dildos being in there. So as you can tell, they're not actually a dildo manufacturer. They must make gaps instead. They must just make gaps. That must be what they do. Looking at their charts over here. Right. So right. Fundum. Yes, it's a whole lot of fun. Prizes to be won. Funny, fun. Yeah, stick it up your bum. So this is the new. Welcome to a new era, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new era. Price target on fun. $1.05. Let's just because you might not be able to trade down to, depending on how you're thinking about things, let's call it $1.06. That's my target on it. Now, is that realistic? It's hard to know, right? It's hard to know. But welcome to a new era of technical analysis on the show where things are a heck of a lot more simple for everybody, and thank you so much for making it through the together with me the crazy period of the last 22 months or so of highly complex technical analysis, which is really sort of like PhD level, extremely deep and all that, to the point where we've actually managed to create an indicator in the community which can tell us where things are going to the exact penny without having to look beyond this. Now, this I would encourage everybody out there to be patient for a wee bit who's currently using this indicator, and I will put it all together and release it as a indicator, should I be able to, which is a premium locked indicator on TradingView, and then add people to it who give people a sort of period of, I don't know, a week or something to get in touch and get added to the list for using it, and then afterwards start selling the thing. I think I'll sell it for $1,000 a year access. So that'll be how we go with that one. Anyway, we've done that together, and well done to all of us for it. On this particular stock, we've had a massive movement up, and it's left us with this target that's way down below. And these don't have to be filled. I have to make this very, very clear, because we've had a lot of discussion with this recently, and we do tend to find that they get filled 100% of the time. That is the normal tendency, but there are instances where that doesn't happen, and I'll just show you one of them just now over here on, for example, the Bitcoin chart. Now, wouldn't be a Rocky Outcrop show if I didn't try to move the charts at least once with the drawing tool enabled instead of the movie doodads, movie scoobly-doos. So going on over here to the, we've got to like the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, so we can get it back enough in the past to be able to see stuff. Now, what am I looking to here? What's the dates on this? We're going to go back to about 2018 on this one, or is it 2019? Can't remember off the top of my head right now where it is that I'm looking for on this 2020. Not back far enough yet. So I'm looking back to find one of these big old doesn't get filled low down the bottoms regions for us to look to, and I'm not seeing it. Is it the hour chart that I need to go onto? It might be the hourly chart. Here is not it. When was that? That was December 17. Yeah, it must be the hourly chart. So right. So let me just kind of go back enough here to get to see what's going on. Excuse me, sorry. Right. So there's examples in the past. This will take me a minute to get. As I scroll back of these not being satisfied. What time was this? Was this 23rd of March 2020? Well, here's an example from much more recently that's not been filled in. Okay, down here at this low, just before we went up and rocketed off towards the top side. So it can absolutely happen. There's a lot of things that we'll be discussing about this and the dynamics of this thing over the next wee while, as we focus on it a bit more. So it's worth pointing these things out. And typically, if you're going to see one of these, then it's going to be in extreme points in markets where things have moved away from them. Now, that doesn't mean that it's all over. And I can show you as well in terms of the Bitcoin chart examples of that. Because, yeah, let's just go back to an example from when there was a low which didn't get covered out here. So would that one be it? No, that's too late in the game. Is this as far back as the charts go? Right. Let's have a look here. This is 19. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it doesn't. So it doesn't mean that it's necessarily all over. So I'll just pop a horizontal ray on top of this old target that we had. Now, for people who are new here, you'll be looking at that indicator thinking, "What the hell is it?" And for people who've been here for quite a while, you'll be looking at the indicator thinking, "Oh my goodness, Rocky's changed the Rocky Outcrop flash to being on the charts and making it more visible." Or else maybe you haven't put two and two together yet. But that's right, well done. If that's what you're thinking. And a shout out to Marty for helping out with this here for us. Now, if I just take off the auto button actually, so I can show you this price point without the charts moving up the way. And just scroll on over, keeping an eye out for that pink line, which may or may not be visible to you is because a lot of the lines are kind of red looking. Anyway, here we have it. You can see that that one that was left on there and previously and hadn't been filled did actually get filled in, right? So just zooming on in here, that's the pink line that came from that previous target, that previous one, you know? And as you can see here, where's my mouse hiding at? Yeah, here. As you can see here, we did eventually get that target. So I'll can just go back again real quick, so just in case you don't remember. Actually, you know, because that line's pink, I do appreciate that it's hard to see on your screens when you're a different way. So big white line there makes it nice and obvious to keep your eyes on. So that's easier lining up there with that target up there. So it's not to say it's all over again, but it's just to point out things along the way, like the prices up here being more than 100% higher. You know, they'd gone up more than 100% by the time that they'd actually dropped back down to where they were before. Now, that's not the end of the story as well, in terms of, like, you know, for instance, over here, you've got different little, you know, other examples of when, you know, this line kind of stops putting out saying, hey, look, you know, maybe we'll wait on this one or whatever. You can see that it actually does eventually come back. So, is that an example of there being ones left on there from that may never get filled in? Well, it could be. It could be that we never see Bitcoin prices going there again. It could be. Or it could be that they go there. Now, there's another thing as well. And let me just bring up the Binance chart so we can have a quick look at this one. And I'll check that chart that you're suggesting, Katie Babes, in a second. Oh, markets have opened. I haven't even realized. How silly of me. What am I looking for here again, though? There's a bit, the Binance chart. Yeah, which one's Binance? Gemini, Coinbase, Bitfinex, Bitstamp. Gemini, Coinbase, Bitfinex, Bitstamp. Oh, do I not actually have the Binance one saved on there? Oh, how handy then. Binance, no, BTC, USDT. It's Binance, BTC, USDT. Oh, wait a minute. I'm on the Binance chart? I'm confused. It's just confused. Oh, it's only in America. It was Binance US. Yes, there was interesting news. Jimmy was telling me about it. Binance US dropped to $8,000, filling in a couple of those gaps. And I don't know what the dynamic will be with regards to the sort of the underlying theoretical narrative and reasoning behind this one for that one. Got a message coming in here from Kitty Bebs. Check SBET daily 4 and 1 hour, your DMI flashing, but there was a stock split at the end of July. Does it matter to flashes at all? Well, let's look at the dynamic on that before I answer. But I would say that that, you know, if the flash happened after the split, which you were kind of suggesting perhaps, then no. Well, there's a split. That's the 1 hour. For DMI's flashing. Yes. Flashing, ladies and gents. This visualization of this indicator will make this a heck of a lot easier for people to understand things as we go forward as well, having it up on the charts. I've given it a hell of a lot of sort of theoretical reasoning. And yeah, so just doing a lot of theoretical reasoning on this one recently, talking about it, but not actually, you know, being able to visualize that so easily on the charts at the time. We're seeing here that it has flashed, but that there is nothing left unfilled immediately on these. There's the flash in many ways works like this. That's a shoe. That might not be so clear. I'll make it into a high heel. A platform boot. That doesn't make it any clearer, does it? Let me see. I can make it into a boot. Right. I can make it into a boot. This will make it clearer. I'm not an amazing artist, right? But there's a boot. So now we know that that's a boot. It's easy to draw boots. You just have to kind of think of Italy and go for it. Now, what happens with the DMI gap is that you take Sicily and you put it inside. You get a stone and you put it inside your boot. Right down here, into where your foot is. That's what happens when you see one of these flashes. And really, when this happens to you as you're walking along the road, you know yourself. Like, so often what you'll do is you'll feel, oh, I've got something in my shoe. You think to yourself, stop. You take your shoe off immediately and you empty out the stone, and then you keep walking. You don't go another 10 meters. You don't. You think, there's something in my shoe. You just stop, like, right away. That's what we all do. Sometimes the markets don't. Sometimes they don't take that out of their shoe. Okay, sometimes they don't. And when that happens, I'll got this indicator that'll highlight it for you. It could be along these sorts of lines. You could have seen something happen like over here. The flash, instead of ending here where it ended, say it ended just here, then it wouldn't have taken the stone out of the shoe. As we can see, the prices didn't come back to that point. And you'd have this area shaded in up above saying, look out, because sooner or later, the prices are going to realize that they have to take that stone out of their shoe. They have to. And the only way to do it is to go back to go back to that price point. So now this is going to become a lot clearer to people as we move forward. As we move forwards with all of that. Do you understand that? Do you understand that's that analogy? Was that picture clear? Let me just read in the chat so make sure everybody. Best people come from Superstock, says TradeSpot. That's cool. That's TradeSpot saying that. That's awesome. That's good. We're grateful to TradeSpot and Rocky Outcrop, says the shadow of a Lepton. Oh, Lepton, thanks so much. Alex saying, yeah, TradeSpot, I think you had 2 posts hanging out in the hot for a while. I've got no idea what that means. That's cool, though. Beautiful boot, says Noller. Excellent. Nice one. Why does it look different on mine? That's strange. You talking about... You talking about... I can only imagine that you're talking about Kevin Murphy hair conditioner, and it'll be because my hair type's just a different type from yours, Katie Babes. Like on me, it looks like this, but I've got extremely dry hair to begin with, so maybe that explains it. I can't actually don't actually figure it out. What you're talking about there. Definitely DMC17, definitely a lot of love for Scottish TA on Super Stonk, which says a lot because most of them don't believe TA works. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Well, TA works. TA works. It works for us. We don't work for TA. That's right. It works for us. Say hello to your new employee. Treat it kindly. Treat it right. Treat it with respect. Okay? Like, TA isn't your slave. Okay, TA works for you in a way, and you work for TA. Meet it halfway, and you'll have a fantastic relationship. But yeah, like I say, TA works. It works for us. It works for you, and it works for me. Right, great, nice one. What happened here? Somebody put in a wee dono. Randall Sec 20. Thanks for the sexy sec. The hell is going on with AMC? Dang low. Okay, yeah. Let's go check it out. AMC, the place to be, with my friends looking at TA. I know the charts aren't up behind me. Don't panicky, I'm hitting the button now. Woo! TA, whoops, wouldn't be a Rocky Outcrop show if I didn't try to move the charts without at least once drawing on them. Well, I've actually done it once already today, so let's hope that is the end of it. So end of it. Came over here to check it out. Thanks, Randall, for this shout. But we looked at this before markets opened. It was 35.80. The prices are 36.13. So they're a little bit higher than they were. Shiba Inu Robinhood listing at 2:30 Eastern before time today. 1 cent before Christmas, says Patrick Lee. Patrick Lee. A Shiba Inu believer. It's so nice to have you here, my friend. Let's bring up a bit of the old SHIBUSDT. SHIBUSDT. Shibucoin. Why you so high? What you do up here so high? So watch out, friend. If thou dost be trading this to Shibu, and thou the Shibu coin, if you are trading Shibu coin and you are not looking attention at the technical analysis, then you are fool. A fool! Because you should, right? Up here, highs, 236, bounce, but then the floor is lava, stung our feet, down we went, bish, bash, bosh, 50%. 50 period moving average coming in for a 618 golden pocket retrace, giving you every single aspect of your TA, your typical TA movements happening extremely quickly with the movements between the highs there down to that area, on down to that area, then on up again to the 236, failing at it, pushing on down the way, finding support at the 382. Shiba Inu, everybody make emergency warning video. Hi, my name Crypto. I have emergency warning video for you today. Hi, my name The Moon. I have emergency warning video for you today. Hi, my name Da Vinci J17. I have emergency warning video for you today. Hi, my name BitBoy Crypto. I have emergency warning video today for you today. Yes, and day to day for you today, you must know the Shiba Inu. Guys, girls, legends. I don't make it look easy when I do the technical analysis to take the piss out of other people. No. Start paying attention, though. That would be handy for your future selves. Right. Hey, whoop, whoop. Love those people, by the way. And I was watching them recently, and I love the style of Crypto. You know, Chris from Crypto. You might not know him. A lot of people who watch the show do, and all that, because he's a big personality in the crypto space. And I've said ever since I started my channel, probably the friendliest guy in crypto. He's such a really nice guy. I find that Germans are really friendly people. I'm like 95% sure he's German. He might be Austrian. Really friendly people. He's one of them. So we've had this big old flash down here at the bottom, and that's way down. But it's kind of one of these little warning things for us that we should maybe pay attention to as a general paying attention to thing. So what would that take us down to? And we can see from the recent high we can see from this recent low here, up and down, that would take us to the sort of 1.13 Fibonacci retracement point. This is an interesting one. We know that this is a 618 as well here. That could take us there. We know this is a 618 from that low. So this is logarithmic. And I'll just double check here. And these fib levels are also in the log scale. Let's just jump on over to the linear scale for a second and see how different that looks. Not too different. And take out the harmonic doodad. We'll go from that point. Not exactly the same point as before, just because I noticed when I was doing that it's ever so slightly lower, and should probably be respectful of that. So it's still within kind of tolerance then of a Gartley, if you were to have a Gartley. Now, I'm not being negative or anything like that on this one. I'm really not, but you could be aiming then, if you were looking at that, down to around about, say, here, which is the 786 Fibonacci retracement point, as you can see from the Fibonacci you've got on there. Rewind, which would be your target if you were to, of course, have a Gartley over here for us. Is this the perfect Gartley? Well, this is the real world. So it's not the perfect one, but is it then therefore within tolerance? And yeah, so what we're really needing to see here is, of course, to take out that C point. Let's do that. And to go back to our friend's question without ignoring our friend, whoever it was that said it again, regarding AMC. Why so low today on the AMCs? Let's bear in mind that so long as essentially you're above 33, then you're operating along the same basis in terms of the not having broken things. Now, would you like that? No, you wouldn't. It'd be really awful. But it's conceivable. It's conceivable, I suppose. Not now, pushing down below this area makes it, in terms of this harmonic playing out, etc. I would have to review it again at that point, I suppose. So, but the thing about it is that this technical analysis that I have on the charts here is far too overwhelmingly complex for people, isn't it? is far too overwhelmingly complex. And this is something that I don't want to be exclusionary, right, in my technical analysis here. And I've got a video which takes half an hour to explain maybe 75% of what you're seeing on the charts here. Maybe 50% of what you're seeing on the charts here gets explained in a video that takes half an hour. And it's very, very well made video. It's quite quick, actually. Gets through it pretty quick. Not too much of me singing songs or anything. So that's too much. That's overwhelming. I appreciate that. So yeah, look at this. Let's do it easier. I don't want to get rid of this because it's something that's worth revisiting. But I also don't want to move away from my from Chartland that I'm familiar with. But we're going to do this anyway. Load a chart layout. I'll just bring up a different one. We'll go back to one of the ones we've not had on for a wee while. Crayons with friends. Crayons with friends. Shouldn't be too many drawings cluttering up the screen in the most recent time for us. Let's kind of just then review actually where we've come from with regards to when the last time we looked at this chart was. And I'll hide all of the indicators down below. I really should. Yeah, okay, cool. I'll hide all indicators down below. Right, great. Sound. So this is the 4-hour AMC chart. It's not extremely complex. Don't be overwhelmed. All it is the 4-hour AMC chart of the prices of the chart. Let's keep this accessible, folks. Let's keep it accessible. Why does this look different to your chart, your AMC chart? First question, right? First question, a lot of people, assuming that you know what a chart is and how to bring one up and what you'd be doing if you were looking at a chart, yada, yada. Why does this look different, probably, to how your one probably looks? Well, first off, this is the 4-hour time frame, and it's zoomed out so that I can see everything from July 20 or June 20, right? 2020 over there. So that's how much info's on the screen. That may be one reason. But then why does it look like this Chinese dragon rather than looking like your chart? Why does it look like that? Well, it's because I've got the logarithmic button on. Okay, now you can't see the logarithmic button on my chart because I'm actually blocking the button with my arm. But if I lift up my arm and you look just below there, in that gap between my elbow and my body, right? You can see that's where the button is. Okay, you can see that's where the button is. That's where the button is on your chart. If I hit this and make it go linear, now maybe it looks more like your chart when you zoom out this much. That's logarithmic. That's linear. Okay. That's one of the reasons. Now, what are we looking at here? This is a Fibonacci retracement that's been drawn in. It's been drawn in from where? The highs in May. The highs in May. Now, what were the highs in May? Well, the highs in May were this is the wrong chart. This is the LOOPRING chart. This is the LOOPRING chart. This is another the nobody expects Spanish. Our most what am I doing? The main reason, however, from all of the other reasons why this one looks different to your chart is because I'm looking at the LOOPRING chart and not looking at the AMC chart because I made a mistake. And that explains the biggest reason. However, right here on the LOOPRING chart, from the May highs down to the lows we saw in June, we can see that we've come up perfectly towards an 886 Fibonacci retracement, backed away from it, being resisted at the 618 as well. But we've managed to kind of reclaim so far the 50%, and then subsequently put in a cross on the 4-hour of the 50 and the 200 simple moving average. Yeah, the 50 and the 200 simple moving average, and that's good, right? And it's happening right here where the price action is, the crosses, the moving averages are crossed, so you're able to give them instant retests. Very, very good. 24-hour time frame. Then what's that look like? And we've just seen them cross, get the retest of the cross, come back down. Of course, then busting underneath the 200 in that period. With the moving averages being, then both taken back out again thereafter with the 618 golden pocket. Come back down here, and we can really see that over the next few whiles, building up to a question of staying above the 50%, is staying above these things on the 24-hour time frame, getting that confirmation, and looking up the way, right? But there's a big thing missing from my chart right here. And that is ba-dum bam bam ba-dum bam. Beep 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 beep. Can't copy from there. Ba-dum bam ba-dum bam. Beep 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 beep. Bum bum bum. Oops. Oops. And then, oops, sorry about that. And then, focus. I want to get that thing on my chart. Indicators. Nice script. Thought I'd saved it in my script. Oh, there it is. Right. Brilliant. So this is this is this, and this is what it is. Yes. And yeah, let's see. So do we have any on here that haven't been filled in as such yet? Now that's an interesting one at the very top there. It does seem like it got, but I just wonder if it then translates over other time frames where it didn't get done, got done there in the past. Right, nice one. Anyway, AMC. Sorry about that. So not that. Sorry. AMC. Sorry, not sorry. AMC. The place to be. Scuba da ba ba da ba dee. Let me know what do you think of my new look. What's my new look? Do you like my new look? Let's do a poll. Create a poll. Do you like the new RO logo? Do you like it? Let me know if you like it. There's a wee poll for you. Right, AMC, complicated charts. No need to be. Let's clear up this fart. Doopy-da-bam-bee. Remove. Too complicated? Too complicated? Is this what complicated? Yes, probably. Let's just see if we can make it less complicated. Use one color. No, that's not going to do it for us. Levels line. No. What would I want to? How am I going to make this less annoying to look at? Does that make it less annoying? Less distracting. That might be easier for people to interpret as being like, because it's different to other people's charts. Yeah, this will do. Why is somebody spamming caps? Ashley, why are you spamming the caps, Ashley? Yes. And it goes to Kim, dropped in $9.99. It's really kind of you. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. That's really awesome. So it's genuinely appreciated. Thanks so much for that. Got JC is in the building. Hiya, JC. We've got Chippy. Okay, AMC. Let's see what you got. So good to have you here as well, Chippy. Don't let me forget. It's 5 to 3. I went a little bit off the timing, sort of the rhythm of the show there. I want to get it finished in long before 4, so by 3:30. I'm tuning out by 3:30. Okay, so that's what we'll do. I'll tune out by 3:30. Keep that pretty solid for me to know that that's definitely the case. And what we're going to do is we're going to tune out by 3:30. And I'm going to attend my AGM to make sure that in the building, to make sure that my sort of life isn't destroyed by a bunch of maniacs. So to that end, I'm putting on a timer that will let me know when 15 minutes has gone by. So by that point, I'll have just about 17 minutes left of the show, and there we go. So so that's for my own benefit, so you can see. So you can see that there. Right, brilliant. Okay, so the biggest, most obvious thing with AMC is that until such times as we're back above where this white line is, where's that, $44 or so, we're in not super positive territory, and anything down as low as sort of $31 is conceivable. Along the way, certain things might happen, such as Stream Elements Rocky Outcrop. Oh, I'm checking that. We've got Ghost of Kim, Vic, Vince. Did I miss that coming in from Vic earlier on? I thought I missed that. So thanks, Vic. I'll check that in a second. 578. BTC Flash is on the daily chart on 23rd of April at $7,130. Controversial and edgy, just as I like it. Also Tesla, 448.18 November 2020. Interesting ones. Yeah, so like that BTC one, big one, right? Big one. And I can't dismiss it. I can't dismiss it. It's like, you know, literally, I literally can't. It would be, it goes against my principles as I'm trying to make this indicator and do this together. So I can't be dismissed. It's a proper data point. So we'll see how that pans out. Right. But of course, as well, with that move that happened down on the Binance US charts, it's an interesting one. So thanks for the shout out, Jimmy. I'm not missing anything over there in Streamlabs though, or Stream Elements, unless somebody's gone to Streamlabs. In which case, you know, Streamlabs being in here is a real issue. I really wish it wasn't in here all the time. Thanks so much for everybody for giving me a vote on that. 80 votes saying that most people, 90% of people, really liking it. So that's quality, the new logo. Thanks so much for that. And Streamlabs, please. Streamlabs, where's Streamlabs? Let me get Streamlabs and remove moderator thing. Bye Streamlabs. It's no longer a moderator, so shut your mouth. I wonder if moderator will if the Streamlabs will try and keep on posting. I'll leave it. It's no longer a mod, right? So there you go. No more hassle from people. SHIB INU Robinhood listing at 230. Patrick Lee, let me just see. You are now banned. If you want to get back in on the channel, Patrick Lee, let me know. No problem. If you want, no problem at all. Just send me an email, Patrick Lee. You can get my email off the back end of my channel. No problem at all. If you're in the Discord, just let me know. No problem at all. Just looked like you're spamming there. And I'm trying to stay on top of things. I missed the vote. I also approve of the new logo. Fantastic. Thanks so much. Brilliant. Bing bong. That's us at 10 p.m. US time. 3 p.m. UK time. Thank you so much for joining me. Do hit that like button. This is AMC Technical Analysis. I'm looking at the charts and I'm saying that as long as it's above 31 overall, I'm pretty happy. The negative price action that's happened in the run up to today is actually taking us down to a target that I thought could happen. And I'm happy to see things turn around if they do want to turn around from here. My main thing about this that I'm going to be pointing out for people then, I suppose, to keep things nice and simple in today's show is going to simply be about this kind of the question mark wedge that happened on AMC. The big question mark wedge here that got put in by on the prices here, and we can see that we had this facet where it got a touch here, a touch here, and a touch here, a touch here, a touch here, a touch here. Pardon me to everybody if anybody heard me burp. Then we pushed on down the way. So are we only going to end up in fake out territory on this one, which is what I absolutely am looking for, or could we go further? If we go further, then we're talking about coming down to this 31 area. If we manage to survive in fake out territory on this one, and fake out territory on this one coming in right here where we are for us, so just marking out the fake out territory with this nice white line area, that is, of course, fake out territory. If we're able to stay inside that zone, then we are doing okay. So I'll just try and draw that in a wee bit of a less messy fashion so that people will be able to comprehend what that is when we come back in the future to this thing. This is sort of fake out territory. So long as we can stay within fake out territory, we're doing pretty good on it. And I'm happy to remain looking for upside potential now for us. Now, this is the 4-hour time frame, so there's a couple extra things we should point out on this on the charts just here for us. I'll just take a little circular tool and try and do this one for us. Yes, indeed. Here we have the death cross that happened, and I believe that this might be, some of these details might be hard to see, so I'm just going to show you them a lot more clearly. Okay, so that's us got 5 minutes down, so I've got 10 minutes left on that section here. and then I'll be coming into the 15-minute end of the show thing. So this is your fake out territory. The fake out territory of what, you might ask? Let me just show you here the fake out territory of this wedge. So this is our wedge here going this way and this way. This was the target for it down here. That's the target on the wedge. If it were to be negative, look at that. It's pretty dyspraxic. And then but there's this technical area which I like to refer to as the fake out territory, which is, you know, when you're talking about are we in a breakout or a fake out. Now that would be fake out territory, and this would be this down below is the break target. So if we actually break, that's our target. If we fake, this was our target. So we've done that. And then of course now what we'd be looking for is a couple of different things. Obviously this is the death cross. So I'm looking at the blue line here crossing over this white line here. That's the death cross, and that's typically a very negative thing, right? So I'm looking at that and I'm asking questions about how we're going to see the prices react. Now, moving back up and testing off the 50 simple would be us staying where? It would be us staying within fake out territory. You know, on the way. When you're in fake out territory, let's be clear, fake out territory is very much on the way to breakout territory. You have to go through fake out territory to get to breakout territory. You know, this is behind enemy lines. This is no man's land. You have to go through no man's land to get to behind enemy lines. It's just, you know, the linear effect. So we need so staying below the 50 simple period moving average here during that period of time would of course be negative for us. And that's where those blue crosses are, right in the middle of the fake out territory for us. Now, price wise, what that kind of lines up with is saying that is saying a couple of little things price wise. So let's just kind of look over at that for us. And we can see that the how am I going to do this here in terms of the numbers? So I want to show people the numbers well here. I'm trying to develop new systems. So if I just bring out something like a array, just to give me an idea of prices. So like over here, there's that one. That's where we need to see things getting up to. We could see a retest of the wedge here. So where would that be coming in at in the next wee while? Let's just aim for the top end of that. And then of course, if we do actually want to start making a difference, then we know as well that there's this white dotted line lines up with the top end, and we need to take out our higher highs and move past that price. That was what I said. My initial premise was on the starting up the TA, that so long as we're below that area, things have got the potential to be negative, and let's look at them accordingly. So and be not, you know, unafraid, courageous to look at it. Just be courageous and look at it. And that. So zooming in here to have a look then at where those prices come in at, and you can see that, well, you can see this kind of roughly for yourself, I suppose. Here is, what is that? I mean, what actually is that price of that thing? You can't see it. Great. Hold on a second here. What is the price of that white line there? 38.68. So 38.68. Oh, that's it there. All right, cool. So that was that 38.68 line. So the next one up is 41.29 and 43.67. So 44, 41.29 and 38.68. Those are key areas for us. And to answer the person's question that said, you know, really low or whatever, 4 hours, start to the day, really, you know, green candle at the start of the day so far. Can't complain. You know, it's more or less exactly how we anticipated the prices going. So actually, to be perfectly frank with you, friend, this here is not the sort of thing that you see when somebody is typically feeling like they're having a bad day. So your comment was a little bit bizarre on that front, but hey. Right. Cool, that was pretty cool. Look at fun, says RJ Low. Cool, nice one. Nice one. Totally, no problem, man. And right, so just take a quick look at fun just to see. Oh, not changed since we talked about the technical analysis earlier on. Has been negative today. not changed since we talked about the technical analysis earlier on. Sorry, pal. You just got yourself. Yes, FUN is volatile. I know. I just gave that guy a timeout for 5 minutes. Sorry, we've got not very long left on the end of the show, and that was a distraction. So moving on to the GME one. Sorry, mate, you missed it. You sorry, tough. That was a harsh treatment from Rocky for somebody giving. He was just trying to take part. Yeah, sorry. Ha. I just did that for fun. I'm sorry, man. You'll be back in 5 minutes. Right, sound. So where are we? Keeping things simple again today. Yes, great, fantastic. We're up above the golden pocket, just ever so slightly, which is where we want to be. Let's just focus on that for today, staying above that 172 area. In terms of small time frame jazz, small time frame jazz, is that a thing? Do people play small time frame jazz? I suppose if small time frame jazz is a thing, then consider me Miles Davis. Ooh. Ah. That's like that song. Ooh. Ah. I don't know what it is. I can't remember the name of it, but Sasha will know what I'm talking about. Could we have had this, and have we done enough yet? Well, the momentum off the back of this consolidation that we've seen over the last wee while here, the last 15-minute time frame. So we're looking back as far as just, October 22nd. That's yesterday's trading session in terms of like, how I think on Mondays when I call Friday yesterday, because that's how I roll. That's just let me okay there. That there takes us just up into this region. We're current target that we're looking to get filled in, and it's laid out very clear for us. It's not exactly hard to identify. That one is 178.1. So that's our current target. We're 172 at the minute, building up, leading up towards that. That's where I'm just anticipating prices going to. That's what I'm looking for, and that's really all you need to know right now. This happened. It's over in terms of like needing to identify that it's there. But of course, there's a potential for a retest, and it doesn't take any sort of amazing pattern recognition monkeys out there to see that this line that I've got lines up with that horizontal green line just there. So you'll forgive me as I go ahead and just remove this one from the chart there, because of course we know where retest area would be of that for us. Okay, so it's staying within the golden pocket zone is what we're looking to see happen. In terms of like where we move today, if it's going to be bad, but if it's going to be good, then getting outside of that zone. And as you can see, just back down below it, that's my little sort of line that I'd be looking at the minute, sort of the 173s, because I'm aiming up towards 178. That would be that one. So cool. 3:10. Good morning, Sean. Yeah, Salamander, you've got 2 tip jars on screen, and I've got someone in my ear asking if you're seeing your PayPal on the Streamlabs or now. Right, so I'm seeing my stream. I've got my activity feed here. Here's my activity feed. Ghost of Dan, $5 super chat. Bad Mama Jama, $5 super chat. Ghost of Kim, $9.99 super chat. Randall, $2.31 super chat. Vic Vince, $5.78 super chat. Katie Babes, $5 super chat. Braveheart, $4.99 super chat. And that's all I've got today. So I've got nothing in that one. So I would love to know, whoever is in your ear, where they sent that, who they sent that to, what website they used for it, etc. Because it's just not appeared on my activity feeds, right? So there's nothing more I can do than that. If you use the link in the description down below, the Stream Elements one, and if it's not Stream Elements, I really apologize. That could actually be what's happening. I'll just check myself. That would be a good thing to check. So support stream with CryptoScript and Streamlabs. Sorry, completely my fault. I'm an absolute idiot. So just a second. I'm sorry, right? Just a second. Absolutely my fault. I'm an idiot. Didn't mean that. Okay. So thanks for the shout out, Sal. I had it there. I was looking. It was, best intentions, all that crap. I'll just get some of this. Oh no, I've opened up Streamlabs. So you can see whenever I get stressed out, at least you can see it this time. I'm like, oh no, I've opened up Streamlabs by accident. Please go away, Streamlabs, and stop annoying me on the screen. Hopefully that'll do it. No. So anyway, when this thing eventually loads up, I'll see. I'm really sorry about that. Thanks so much. Why did that Tezos not thing work though? Wow. Okay, so I don't know. I hope I didn't hit the wrong one there. So my for some reason my crypto donations are working through Streamlabs, but they're not working on Stream Elements, which shouldn't be the case. So thanks so much for that. And the second thing is that I've got the wrong link in my description. So really sorry about that, people, for that. Okay, and and yeah, so thank you. We'll have that. We'll have everything laid out properly by tomorrow. And you know, thank you. And then so Trace Botta, thank you so much for the Tezos. I like Tezos for 11, but could maybe hit 14 blabs. I'll take a look at Tezos. Katie Babes, looking good today. Have a great stream. SBet, please. When you do requests, SBet. Okay, and D Harker, have a great week all. CRTD to the moon. Okay, thank you, Sal, for keeping my head on the right angle there with that one. So CRTD, let's just see here, CRTD. So I really do appreciate that, and we'll have the correct links and all that. That's because it's my standard YouTube thing. I haven't changed my defaults and it's in there by accident. There. So interestingly, there's a flash showing us that we've got a target at 0.135. We're at 0.135 CRTS. That's the wrong thing, isn't it? Did I make a typo there? I must have made a typo. Just a second here. CRTD. Sorry about that. CRTD. Ooh, defended that gap, moved up today. Wow, interesting stuff. I actually want to just quickly briefly check over here CRTD and see if I've got any old TA lying around on this thing. I don't at the minute. That I can see. Cool. Yeah. Defending this gap here means that you are staying above the 236, which is cool. So do you want to believe? I don't know. Like this is a big ask, right? This is a big ask. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it. It's a big ask. It's a big ask anyway at the best of times. Whereas you can have a couple of touches over here on this thing, like, and you can have a couple of touches on the lower side, and it's just kind of only a thought between that 521 down to 430. So it's 90 cent. I mean, that's Anyway, to do that whole range, that whole thing there, 877 down to 489. It's flying away at the minute, you know. Like the momentum is with this thing today. People like right now are trading this with it right now. You know, that's nice. This is the 50-minute time frame that I'm looking at, so this only really takes us back to Thursday. And if we were looking at this string as a measured move potential, which I don't like, and I'm curious as to whether or not I'm asking myself whether or not I made a mistake doing this. But at the same time, this overall thing here of this island that we've got is not much of a problem for me having that there. 4-hour target though. Yeah, I'm gonna remain bearish on this, right? And I'm gonna become bearish on it from say right now. Yeah, screw it. I'm still looking like this 4-hour target here, keeping things nice and simple as well with our technical analysis. I'm aiming for 246. Now we'll see over time, because I'm going to be far more. The scrutineers, the 3 scrutineers are here to look at us. Look at this. We'll keep our eye out to see whether or not we actually come back down to this level again as part of this, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that works. Okay, and I've just flipped stance on this one in the face of that. Goodness, the 618 golden pocket got reached. That's good enough for us with that height. I'm really kind of forced the issue in terms of like my attitude on this one. I really am. like I was looking at it for a second and thinking, do I want to suggest that we're going to test off of this it's got no fill now. Are we going to test off of this line? We're going to test off of this. That's like my first sort of question. The 618 golden pocket, I'm going too deep on this analysis here. Harmonics would suggest to you that if you get a higher low, I suppose because D asked me to, I'm more inclined to look at it in a more, and I'm aware that he's trading this thing currently. And that if we find support, if we don't actually go down, we find if we do go down at the minute and we find support at 480, right? Then I'm looking for a harmonic to play out and take us up to 639 before making any further decisions on whether or not I'm bullish or bearish in terms of how this is playing out right now. Right, that would be my response to, while this overall section, so my TA, we could just actually make this into a tiny little clip and everything. I don't know how good this is or not right now. I'll think about it. I'll engage my brain in terms of being critical after I've made it, because otherwise it might affect my self-esteem during filming. It's really pretty much as simple as it needs to be. Where's myself though? It's so annoying that I'm not appearing on screen over here. Why am I not showing up? Oh well. I work on this screen and I work on this screen, but I don't work on the screen I started on. Unknown reasons. I obviously didn't change any settings since I started, but there we have it. Hello, my friends. Do you trade CRTD? Then let's do some TA on it. Thanks for joining me. My name's Rocky Outcrop. Chart might look a bit complex. I'm going to keep it very simple. This big yellow circle shows a couple of things for us. Highlights the current price action being in an island, which is separated away from the rest of the price action. What do you mean by island? Well, quite simply, this region, this region in here, which is a huge gap, is separating out the two kind of land structures. So it's like an island in that respect. And I'm wondering if we're going to actually see this 4-hour time frame target of $2.46 actually get hit by this one in the near future, with the current arrangement of the prices coming in with a little pattern for us to analyze. This time frame here not showing you very much with the bizarre layout of those candles, but it does give you an idea as to the volatility in this region. So there's a lot happening. 15-minute time frame, you can see what I'm talking about a lot better, hitting the auto button and zooming out a wee bit, the auto button and zooming out a wee bit. There's that island again, moving on down here, testing off the 50 simple period moving average and finding support, jumping on up and ultimately coming in for a golden pocket retrace on this one. That's a golden pocket, pulling back down, retesting this wedge. You know what? Even though compared to my usual videos, this one is really. I'm trying to make it really accessible. That's not accessible enough, so I'm going to stop that, and start it again. It still isn't accessible enough, and there's a good few reasons for that. So let's just hide off some more of these here. And thanks for your patience. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a part of everything that we do here. I could sit here all day saying thanks to y'all. I'm not going to do that. I really do appreciate it. Hello. Are you trading CRTD right now? You'll probably want to know the technical analysis on it. So wait, actually, hold on a second. I need to. There's no. Sorry. There's no point in making that little clip if I don't actually know what this thing's called. Created ink. Created ink. Right. Actually, D man, how many people are actually trading this thing? Is it one of these meme stock things? It'd be cool if it was. Let's do it anyway. We'll see. We can all analyze the stats of this video together, right? If you want to, we could take part in that. It's just for fun. Hi friends, are you trading Created Ink CRTD stock? Do you want some CRTD stock technical analysis right now that might help you make a little bit more money if you're trading this extremely volatile stock? My name's Rocky Outcrop. All I'm asking for you to do, all you've got to do right now is hit a like button. Hitting the like button on this video lets me know that you want more content like this. Nice, short, snappy videos that let you know what's going on with the charts. This is CRTD. Like I say, my name's Rocky Outcrop. Big yellow circle highlighting the key areas for us to be aware of on this stock right now, CRTD stock. So what are they and what are the main concerns for us? For me, I'm actually asking, are we going to drop back down? Are we going to drop back down to a lower level? Let me show you that one right here, right now. You can see it's starting to come up with these drawings on the chart. I'll hide everything else off so you can see exactly what it is that I am looking at and zoom on in and everything so you get to see it nice and easy on your screen. So you'll be asking, what is that? Well, that thing there, what I'm looking at is this purple shaded area, and there's a line there showing where the prices could go back down to. So we'll just zoom in so you can see that again a bit clearer. Zooming on in, it's this area right here that I'm asking about, and the price target on it is $2.46. Could we go there? This indicator that I've got does tend to work to the penny, so that's an interesting one for us to be aware of if you're trading that. That's called the Rocky Outcrop Flash. Okay, over here, what we have are the prices having moved up quite a bit into what's known as an island, and that's the whole area circled in yellow. On the 4-hour time frame, you can't see so clearly what that pattern is, that little wedge that I've got drawn on in there. But you can see the volatility of the stock very, very clearly. That big gap that happened today, having obviously had a lot of downward price action so far on it during the day. Going down to the 1 hour, you get to see a lot better. This doesn't have any touches on it, that wedge though. So you start to think, is this necessarily valid? 15-minute time frame. There is I would like to entertain debates as to whether or not this is valid. This wedge that I've got here. You know, not really. I don't feel happy about it, but you could make arguments as to whether or not we're coming in to go for a retest of this thing right now. I don't like it that much, so I'm going to just get rid of it. But if you are looking at this sort of wedge, then you've got a target which does take you past the previous highs, and that would be up towards $9. And I do think that we can get there. I just have questions as to whether or not we need to go there first before doing some sort of consolidation. So if we are doing that little bit of consolidation right here, right now, my targets are going to be back down to the 236 Fibonacci retracement point. I'll just show you real quick. I've got a Fibonacci in here, which is, of course, important for us. And the first part of it is that 236. The next part of it for us after the 236 to look to is the golden pocket. These are the two key areas that I'm looking for. So you can see these two serrated lines here going that way, and this one serrated line going that way. Those are our main targets in terms of this little area just here. So I'll just show you right now over here. That's what I'm looking at and asking questions with that hands pointing down to. If we go down to that area, then that would be doing what's known in harmonics as a little Gartley, just in that region, just there, a little Gartley on the charts. Now it's hard for you to see exactly how this would work, but going between these points here actually would line up as a Gartley, giving you a target in here at what would be the 786 Fibonacci retracement between those 2 points there. And if I just show you what that actually is on the charts, that means that you'd be aiming up maybe perhaps to 638 on the contingency that any retraces that we have do go down to 480 or so, but don't go any lower than that. Now, if we sit where we are just now, you're going to be asking questions about whether or not the momentum remains with us on the day. Just simply put, the chances of us going down and testing that area are quite high at 488s, as that's where the 50 simple period moving average is. I'll leave the rest of the trading with you. I do try to make it quite clear in my analysis that I have, at any one given time, one big target. Whether or not we move there immediately or not will come down to the TA that represents that particular region. You know, the TA dictating that zone. So on this stock, the current target that I have is down at 246. I know. However, I am bullish on this in the longer term as well. And in the shorter term, I think that there could be some movements that are quite tradable up and around it. I hope that that helps. This is designed to be integrated with your own technical analysis. It's not perfect, but it should be very good. And I would encourage you to take part in this community that we have here, because there's so many people. Actually, you know, while I float here in the abyss of black empty space, there's actually thousands and thousands and thousands of really excellent traders that have got my back, and have got all of your back too. Big thanks to everybody who knows who they are as part of that group. There's thousands of you. All the first followers. I'm your crazy dancing guy. Come back again and tune in for another one of these shows. My name's been Rocky Outcrop. I'll be back again with... So that was my clip that I made. I made the clip in the end. Hopefully that's helpful to people, right? I try to put effort into these things. You can see the way that that went together. We're at 3:29. That's bringing us right to the very end of the show. I did promise myself and y'all that I would tune out at that point, but I know that there's things that we should look at, right? So I'm going to break my rule on that little promise that I made and take a quick look at a couple of things that I said that we would look at, so I don't miss any of them. So D Harker saying, amongst other things, they're auctioning an NFT of Trump signing some tits. Current bid 240 Ethereum, pure meme stock. Mental stuff. 246. That goes to that Jiu-Jitsu guy, donated $5. Thank you, Jiu-Jitsu guy. Trade spotting. I like Tezos. We'll take a quick look at Tezos. Big shout out to all my Tez friends, all my Tez heads out there. Love you, Tez heads. And we'll take. And it's nice to see that. I think that TA should have helped people. And yeah, I think SBET. Right, quick SBET. Let's just look at quick SBET real quick and see. Wow, real nice bullish price action. This is a classic case of test down to this area being something to look out for. You've got like your easy sort of green line. Just simply like buying dips on this thing until such times as it's turned around is a way to do things in a very small term time frame. If you like. This is a big rise up, though. I would be concerned about a few little facets here, which are going to be coming up soon. I mean, what do we think is going to happen in this region? Leave it with you, this question, as we see the 200 simple moving average sloping down, the 50 sloping up the way, and then if there are crosses between moving averages, what do we typically expect to see when there are crosses of moving averages? Would it be I'll leave this question with you. Would a retest of moving average be anticipated? I would just leave that question with you. Anticipated. So you can ask that question of yourself as you're looking at this TA. Then how would you kind of move your study your movements? Which of these lows would you choose to draw in a fib from? Where would you choose out of these lows here? Which ones would you choose from? I think that there's a couple of obvious answers on this one. Over here and, of course, over here. These would be the two that you'd look from. And then, of course, as I draw this in from that low up to that high, then with the remaining moving averages on, or the moving Fibonacci's on here, then I would say to you to to keep a close eye on a couple of different targets, one of which having confluence with what we've already talked about. This first one here, being at the 236, coming in there at $1.19 would be something to look out for. And the other one, well, what does that have confluence with? I'll leave that question with you. I hope the Socratic method here on this TA has been somewhat more educational than the other one. I really genuinely believe it should have been. Please let me know if you enjoyed that little clip. I do try with these sorts of things. So I hope that was an interesting one for you, and thanks so much for your TA request there. And then looking up here at Tezos. Tezos McBezos. Yes, Tezos, till you Bezos. That is exactly what everybody wants to do, and I believe that we have got some exceedingly positive things to talk about on this this chart here, 1 hour time frame, taking it in from that previous low to this low on Tezos. What do we see whenever we see lows which are lower? Again, the Socratic method on this TA here. Let me just ask you, what is it? What is it when there are lower lows on price action? Right? What is it when there's lower lows on price action, yet on the RSI is showing higher lows, right? Leave that one with you to answer on this piece of information just here. So on this chart. So what would you see with that? And then I'll ask another question as well. What is the DI positive and DI negative crossing while ADX is above 25, a positive signal on DMI, right? Let me just leave that question as well with you on this one. I hope this is helping you. Hope this is educational, and I hope this is pointing out how, you know, our TA is integratable with your own, and that is, you know, primarily pedagogically based as well. We use risk management techniques, and the reason why it's like that is primarily because I'm actually a fantastic human being. So where would we be managing risk at in the meantime? And where would we be targeting as well in the meantime for a quick sort of our move, which doesn't change anything? Well, if there's one area of importance just there, and there's another area of importance just here, what would those two things be? If this is important and this is important, then what do you have here is between you have confluence, of course. So what would be the confluence? So I'll leave that with you as well as a question for you to answer. And then with regards to how we have responded in this section, let's roll with this. Let's roll with these two here, giving us this move. Let's roll with those two as the lower side. Let's roll with these three as the upper side here. So we'll go for 1 touch, 2 touch, and 3 touch, and we'll go for 1 touch, 2 touch on this thing. And then we will kind of just measure this elasticity of this out, pop it down here, and then say, if this is completed, then while we've had all of these other factors on the go, while we've had, you know, the bullish factors on the go, and while we've taken out this particular target, and as well as the Ichimoku cloud is on the charts right here, right now, then what are we looking at in terms of lower term areas where you can see the price is going to? Best buy price, would that be 655? Would that be 655? You know, would that be the best one there? Would this be the best one here? How do you view this bit of cloud? That'd be a question for you. And then what is it that we're seeing in this region right here? And if we were to indulge in dropping down the time frames and hitting the auto button, what do we see here? And isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? The way that the TA so often on the Rocky Outcrop show cascades together into the most beautiful orgasm of analysis. I tell you what do we see here down below is that, of course, the range from the previous wedge lines up perfectly, giving us that absolute harmonized, beautiful analysis. What do we know as well from the world of pattern analysis? What do we know is that you'll be aiming for in terms of the percentage of this move? If this stick is 100%, how much of that move are you going to aim for your best profit taken? And then as a result of that, then what do we have as well? Whoa, let me just see here. This would, of course, be our third point of confluence for us on this one. Where do we know as well in terms of best buy price? Oh, it only lines up with lower end of that wedge as well, letting you be able to, of course, manage your risk with fake out territory just here. Mwah, chef's kiss. That's technical analysis for you. Now, I know it isn't necessarily, if you're only watching this chunk, necessarily intelligible all the way through for you, but if you've watched the whole episode of this live show today, you'll get this. And not only will you get this, you'll be surprised at yourself at just how well you're doing. What's missing? The elephant in the room? Well, of course, we've got the world's greatest indicator ever, which does get targets to the penny more often than anything else ever that's been invented, showing us that we still have the potential to come up here. However, we've also got another flash on the go. Finishing off today's show, final seconds really in terms of this before we go to the reverse roll calls, is that this area changes conditions. It didn't actually happen. Therefore, while I do actually expect the prices will come to this period again, I actually think that once they've moved past them, we will actually see a retest of this area as well. That's right. Not only is this the best indicator in the world at calling where the prices are going to go, just leaving this one with you, ladies and gentlemen, this also shows us where our retest will be next because of the conditions that we have right here. All that and more to explore as we move forward with the show together. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's been it. That's what we do here. That's what we do in the show. If you're new to the show, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you've had a good day and that this will be the start of your amazing day. Or if you're like Ben in Asia, this is the end of an amazing day for you either way round. Really do hope that you've been having the best and the happiest of the happiest at whatever you've been doing. Thanks so much for being here today as ever. Got some interesting chat in there. Who's that? I'm going to assume that you're of course a gentleman and a scholar because none of the moderators have banned you. So that's pretty good. And that's good to see lots of other chat in there. So that's cool. It seems like we're ready to tune out there. Reverse roll call then coming in here. Thanks so much for Tradespun for tuning in. Oh, there, Ghost of Dan Ernst, Christy Callahan, D Harker, Bunsen Burner, DMC17, Vegman, Chris, the Shadow of a Lepton. We've also got the likes of Brady Pearl. Thank you so much. Rocky rocking it today. We've also got Observe Thyself. We've got Kieran KP92. We've got Homer's Ghost. We've got Torsten, who said earlier on, Rocky, thank you for the life-changing stuff. You're brilliant. Appreciated. We've got Ashley here. Have a fabulous whatever, folks. Thanks, Rocky. Thanks, Ashley, the lady with the most beautiful garden. D Harker, I hope you have a great trading week. Absolutely. Thanks, Ashley, Sasha as well for tuning in. The likes of Randall as well. Piga, thank you as well. Leave your comments in the comments, 19-year-olds. And I'll say your name's Piga. Thanks for all the young viewers that tune in as well. Katie of Charka, all that stuff. Tennessee Texan just dropping in to say Tesla. If you don't have time today, no worries at all. Sorry, got to tune out. I've also got to go today and attend an AGM in my building where shit be going down. So it's going to be one of those things. 55 apartments in this block and 50 of them hate each other. I don't really know. I'm just kidding. Probably more like 20. Right, great, excellent. Sugar says Tradespawn. Sugar, the AGM. Yes, the AGM. Final part of the roll call, of course, is to give a shout out to those who deserve it more than anybody else, who have, through the method of capitalism, proven themselves to be better than others. Therefore, our superiors today are Tennessee Texan, the ghost of Jen Campbell. She's good. She's better than all the rest of you. D Harker, who is also better, head and shoulders above the rest of you in terms of his how much of a good human being he is. The Ghost of Jiu-Jitsu guy, again, another one of these people who has proven that they are indeed better than you with their donation there. Massively appreciated. The Ghost of Dan, another ghost in there. Wen Ambo, out there celebrating the fact that you are indeed better than anybody else that watched the show today with your donations, of course, as well. Bad Mama Jama, also doing that. Bad Mama Jama always on the reg, proving that he's better than everybody else, and I agree. Thank you, well done. It's enlightening to me. Ghost of Init Kim, exactly. You know, Init Kim, you beautiful, wonderful lady, proving that you also are better than everybody else. Thank you so much for that. That's very, very good. It's very, very good. Randall in there as well. Didn't cost him much to prove that he's a better human being than the rest of y'all in there. Only cost him $2.31. Yet he got to do that. Vic Vince chipping in here with 578, also proving that he's better. He's got better ethics, better morality, more of a backbone, and he's cooler, better personality than the others as well. And it only cost him 578 to prove that to everybody else in there with that chitter chatter. Katie Babes as well, another one of these people, part of the elite, proving that they are better than everybody else massively. It only cost her $5 to prove that she's better than everybody else. And, you know, obviously at such low prices, the fact that she did that in and of itself is that proof that she is better than the rest of the people. Now, Braveheart 619 got in really early and asked for that fun TA, much better proving that they're better than other people. And so much so that I actually banned somebody else for asking for something that this guy, who is much better than everybody else, asked for earlier on, you know, just to underline how good you are. Oh, Ghost of Wolfric Doomslayer, just there, the final seconds getting in and proving that he is also better than other people. Better, got more substance to his character. Nicer person. So that too, yep. That too as well. Now they're not the only people that prove that they're nicer people. You've also got Philly, the B-Nut, Chris Bayer, Dylan Hinkle, Gabriel, the Crooked Vines, Richie Peretta, Hunter Vesson. They all subscribed today, proving themselves to be right on that road to being better people than other people. That's right. And then you've got the likes of people who are actually better than even the ones that donated in the show today. The elite of the elite. The Waffen traders over there. Feed My Frankenstein, who became a member on Friday of the Patreon, Mundungus K, B, and Peter Fraser, SRD 1969. All of you people that, of course, as well, as ever, prove that you are nicer, kinder people. We're all equals here, and I really do love every single last one of you. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you just spending the time here. You could be doing anything. You could be doing anything at all, yet you choose to be here, a part of this community. That action in itself is the most amazing thing in the world. Every single one of us thinks that you are the best person. Really, nobody is better than anybody else here. You are the best person. Thanks so much for tuning in. Last 1 second here from Shadow of a Lepton. Anything you can do, I can do better. Mwah, chef's kiss. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you again tomorrow. More of the same coming right up. And if you want that indicator, it's not actually available for sale just yet. Will be $1,000. Separate, priced out separately to the Discord membership. And from before this stream started, you have 7 days or something to get yourself to make sure that you're grandfathered over or something like that, because I'll be charging people separately for it when we do that way. Right? Brilliant, excellent, good stuff. See you next time. Of course, if I've got the old code, you've got the old code.